November 22nd, 1963, a date that would forever change the course of American history. The assassination of President John F. Kennedy in Dallas, Texas, was a tragedy that stunned the world and left an indelible mark on a nation. This is the story of that fateful day. The morning began with promise. President Kennedy and First Lady Jacqueline Kennedy arrived in Fort Worth on the final day of a two-day tour of Texas. The goal? To rally support for the upcoming 1964 election. At 9:10 a.m., the president delivered an optimistic speech to a packed audience at the Fort Worth Chamber of Commerce. His charm and eloquence captivated the crowd, as always. By 11:37 a.m., the Kennedys touched down in Dallas to an equally enthusiastic reception. Jackie, dressed in her now iconic pink Chanel suit, carried roses as the couple greeted their supporters. The motorcade began its journey through the city. The atmosphere was jubilant, with the president's open-top limousine making its way past cheering crowds. Sitting beside him were Jackie, Texas Governor John Connally, and Connally's wife, Nellie. At one point, Nellie Connally turned to Kennedy and said, "Mr. President, you can't say Dallas doesn't love you." But as the motorcade approached Dealey Plaza at 12:30 p.m., everything changed. 3 shots were fired. The first startled the crowd, with many mistaking it for a firecracker. The second struck President Kennedy in the upper back, exiting through his throat. The third shot a fatal blow to his head. The world seemed to stop. Jackie Kennedy clung to her husband as the limousine sped toward Parkland Memorial Hospital. Despite frantic efforts by the medical team, President Kennedy was pronounced dead at 1 p.m. His death left the nation in shock and plunged the world into mourning. Back at Dealey Plaza, investigators discovered a rifle and spent shells on the 6th floor of the Texas School Book Depository. Eyewitness accounts pointed to one man, Lee Harvey Oswald, an employee of the depository. Oswald was apprehended less than 2 hours later in a Dallas movie theater. He was charged with the assassination of the president and the murder of a police officer, J.D. Tippit. Meanwhile, aboard Air Force One, Vice President Lyndon B. Johnson was sworn in as the 36th President of the United States at 2:39 p.m. Jackie Kennedy, still wearing her blood-stained suit, stood beside him in silent grief. 2 days later, as Oswald was being transferred to the county jail, he was shot and killed by nightclub owner Jack Ruby. The shocking event, broadcast live on television, only deepened the mystery and fueled conspiracy theories. On November 25, 1963, the world bid farewell to John F. Kennedy. His funeral became a symbol of national unity, with the image of young John F. Kennedy Jr. saluting his father's casket seared into the collective memory. The Warren Commission concluded in 1964 that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone. Yet, decades later, questions persist. Was it a lone gunman or something more? The Kennedy assassination remains one of history's greatest enigmas. What do you think really happened on that fateful day? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories that shaped our world.